Hey gorgeous people, how the heck are you? Let me check my volume, make sure it's up. I hope so. So, I'm going to do something completely different today. I don't know if any of you watching have seen the new technique that makes chameleon cells. So I've watched a few of those and now I'm dying to try it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Basically what you do is you put whatever colors you want on here and then you swipe it with paper towel, okay? You don't use any silicone in your paints. You swipe it with a paper towel. Now the problem that I'm gonna have probably is that my paint is mixed with Floetrol, and I think you're supposed to just mix your paint with water in order to do this, because if you use Floetrol it's gonna give you cells. But I'm gonna try it just out of my bottles just to start with and see what happens. And I'm probably gonna have to go and mix the paint that I want to use with water and then come back and do it again. So we'll see. But a lot of people use, okay, let me explain this better. So put your paint down, the colors. I'm going to be using all blues and greens and some ivory and some white and silver. I'm going to try and make a wave. Now the ones that I've seen have been very uniform patterns on the canvas, okay? There's one that Jenny somebody does. I'm sorry, Jenny. I think your name is Jenny. She swiped hers with black in the middle and went that way and that way. And she had a lot of reds here. And then she did hers with bamboo skewers that were taped around in a circle and did that, okay? Some people use a comb, okay? And it makes very uniform patterns. I'm gonna use this little dripper bottle. If anybody watches Olga, she did that. And she was able to do whatever she wanted to do. So that's what I'm gonna use because I wanna try and make a wave. Now if this swipe so happens to come out with too many cells because I'm using Floetrol, I'll just keep the swipe and go get another canvas and mix some paints with just paint and water, because I think the Floetrol is gonna mess it up, but we'll see. But in here I've decided to change things up a little bit to experiment. Olga and Jenny use just regular silicone, and what you do is you pour it on a paper plate that's big enough for you to dip your utensil in that you're going to be using, and you just dip it in the plate, get some silicone on the tips of what you're going to use, and dip, wipe it off, silicone, dip. So what you're doing is you're placing the silicone on the paint, and then it forms cells, but they're really cool. I can't explain them. I really can't explain them. It's just a really cool technique. So with this, instead of just plain silicone, I've used Rain-X on paintings after they've been done and have gotten some really cool effects. So I put some Rain-X and some coconut milk mixed together, the coconut milk serum that you use, the hair serum, and I'm gonna see what that does. Now, like I said, this first one is probably not gonna come out, but what the hell, you know, let's play and have some fun, right? I did water these paints down a little bit because I'm afraid that they're a little too thick. So let me bring you in a little bit closer and see if I can't. That's a little too close. There. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I say that a lot, don't I? Okay, so I'm gonna try and stop doing that, but I doubt it'll happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my paint on my canvas. I'm gonna start out with some navy blue. And you don't have to use a swipe color with this. Some people that I have watched do this have used a swipe color, and some people haven't. So that is something different as well. And you don't need a base coat. No base coat. Dry as bone, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put a few stripes of navy blue on there. I have a feeling that I'm gonna end up with my paint being too thick and cells galore when I swipe it. So we'll just see what happens. Oh me, oh my. My name is Eeyore. Alright, let's throw a little bit of green in there. I want to make a wave, but I think when I do that I won't use green, since I suddenly realized that I'm probably going to end up with an issue with the Floetrol, so I have to use my comb to get these lids off because my hands, fingers are all crooked. And I have no strength in them. So I use my little comb, my little plier. Okay, try and... Now we're gonna swipe this, so it doesn't really matter. Ooh, goobers! Goober, goober, goobers. I think I told you that this green came out of craft paint bottle, and it had a lot of lumps in it, so I knew that was probably gonna happen. At least my paper towels are close this time. I don't have to get up and walk to the other side of the table. Getting better, folks, getting better. All right, so I have some turquoise, bluish turquoise. And let's, ooh, that's thick. I even put water in it. It's really pretty. I just love color. It just does it for me. What can I say? Alrighty, we're getting, oh yeah, I definitely watered that one down. That's good though. It was way too thick. Okay, I think that's all the dark green I want. And I don't think I'm gonna use the white. I think I'm just gonna stick with the ivory. And I'm gonna put it at top because I'll be swiping towards me. I'll just throw a little bit in the little cracks here, and that'll be our swipe color, I think. We'll just throw a little bit of ivory in there. What the heck? Not a lot, just a little bit. All right, now I got my mint green here. I love this mint green. It is so pretty. I ran out of room. I ran out of room. I want to cover the entire canvas, so you know, if it runs over the side, it runs over the side. Who cares? So we'll have a lot of mint green on the sides. Who cares? This is an experiment anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Okay, so alrighty, so let's get rid of the bubbles. Gosh, all sorts of bubbles in here. Torch, die on me now. Alright, so I'm going to move this up a little bit. I don't know if I can push this back. Yeah, there we go, because it's way too close for me. There we go, that's so much better. Okay, I don't want to turn the screws and stuff and adjust the phone itself. I'd rather just push the tripod back. Alright, so I'm going to grab some gloves because you know swiping can get kind of messy. So, and I got plenty of paint on here, so a paper towel is going to be a good thing. Bear with me a moment while I put on my gloves. We're at 11 minutes already. Okay, let's see if we can get this done within 30, because I'm afraid if I don't, my camera's gonna shut off on me like it did before. And when it shuts off and I upload it, it doesn't upload properly, and then I can't send it. So I really want this to go. Alright, I even brought my water. See, I'm organized today. You should be so proud of me. This could just be a swipe and nothing else, so. Because I completely forgot about the Floetrol effect. Alright, I'm moving my chair out of the way here. Oh, I need to get the top part of my paper towel wet. We can't have dry paper towel going through the paint. That would not be good. That would just pull little... What it would do if you take a piece of dry paper, if you have a piece of... Let me concentrate here for just a second. If you have a piece of paper towel and you've dampened it down and you end up with one dry piece, you end up my perforation just tore. You end up what happens is you end up with a big old divot. I did that a second time because it really pulled on the paint. I put too much water on it. That's what the problem is. Okay, so it just took all of it. When I wet down that edge, it just sucked it right up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take what it pulled down and just bring it down this way. And it doesn't matter if the lines are straight or anything. Might be cooler not straight. But I just want to distribute this paint evenly on here. And maybe we'll get lucky and not get a bunch of cells, and this will actually work. Doesn't look like it though. It looks like I'm getting cells. The colors are beautiful though. I really like the colors. I've been kind of enhancing some of my paintings, just the pores, straight pores, and trying to draw or paint other stuff on top of it, and I showed one of them the other day. It reminds me of the album cover for Metallica's Ride the Lightning, but it's really cool looking. I did shadows around it, and it looks 3D, so I really like it, and it's really fun to do. Okay, I'm just bringing this, sorry you have to look at the back of my canvas. I'm just bringing all this paint back down to the middle, and oh, that is so gorgeous. So pretty. I am so pretty. Oh, so pretty. It's the painting singing. I'm not saying I'm pretty. I'm saying the painting's pretty. Just so you understand. All right, what do we have on that side? We got. You like my blonde head? Can you see my blonde head? I don't even know. Okay. And to my cousin Lori, hello, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I dyed my hair back to blonde. You will be happy. We are now the blonde twins again, as always, like we were growing up. So it's a pleasure having you on here watching me. Make sure you're nice to me in comments. And no cuss words. I know you. You're just like me. Okay, so rocking and a rolling here. Okay, that in itself is really, really pretty. So I have bubbles everywhere, so I'm gonna torch a little bit just to get rid of bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, go away. Do not come another day. I just don't want to get a whole bunch of cells. Okay, so I did it again. Okay, so God, I get so tired of doing that. Sorry about that, people. I am annoying as hell. I know that. Okay, so I'm gonna put my chair back, and we're gonna start dabbing away at this thing with this little silicone dropper. I'm gonna mix this up again because it's Rain-X and coconut milk, okay? Coconut milk serum. All right, now, here's the question. How do you make a wave? And which way do I want to turn this to make the wave? Actually, you know what? That part right there kind of looks like water splashing in. So what I might do is just come up and come down. Not, oh yeah, great. I just wiped my hands with a completely covered paper towel, and now my hands are turquoise. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna first, oh my God. I put it in the drips. Can somebody just shoot me, please? Okay, I gotta get up just a minute. I'm gonna get my Viva paper towel, strong and sturdy. I can't believe I stuck that right there in the drips. I am such a dork. Okay, so I'm gonna do one drop, and we're gonna see what happens, because this is not paint and water like I think it's supposed to be. They don't really say in the videos that I was watching, so one drop. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but It's expanding right there. You see that? It's expanding. This is gonna be so much fun. Oh, great. Now I have blue fingernails. I should have left my gloves on. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna try and find a spot on here that isn't completely covered in paint so I can wipe the end of this off. All right. I gotta do this within 30 minutes also. I'm not really even squeezing this bottle, and it's doing its thing, so. And if this works, I really won't need to do another one. Yeah, I just gotta learn how to draw a wave. I'm putting them kind of far apart because I really don't know how big they're gonna get. Okay, so the Rain-X works. I think the key is to hold it straight up and down. Well, you aren't going to be able to tell it's a wave. I'm going to have to do it with just all blues. This grain makes it kind of funky. Okay, so I'm going to put different designs in it and around here because the you're not going to be able to tell it's a wave. So I'm going to dot up all of this blue and see what happens. Where am I at for time? 24 minutes. Okay. So let me show this to you real quick. And you see what's happening here? See, you can't tell that it's that I tried to make a wave. It's just too confusing of colors. I'm gonna have to do just blue and white and navy and do it that way if I want to do a wave. But still, this is working and I am thrilled. So what I'm going to do is put it in some of these more solid areas and see what happens. It definitely works better on solid areas. Now that is what's called chameleon cells right there. You can see them here, but it's hard to see. This right here is more of a Rain-X effect, okay? Let me see if I can get you down a little closer without you losing sight of the whole thing. There we go. That helps a little bit. Okay. So these big ones right here, that's what the Rain-X does. It really blooms it out a lot. These right here, these especially, that's what the chameleon cells look like. And you can kind of tell, which way do we go? This way. You can kind of tell in here. What it does is it gives it kind of a square, and it's an exact square instead of a circle. But you have all these other colors popping up through it, and it just looks fantastic. I'm going to move this way so you can see some stuff down here. Oh, I'm going to end up getting my bracelet in the paint like I always do. So let me bring it back behind my watch. That's why I wore the watch, so I wouldn't end up with my bracelet in the paint. Now my thought was, it kind of looks like caterpillars, and some people don't like the caterpillar cells in their paintings, but personally I think the caterpillars look pretty darn cool, so doesn't bother me any. Yeah, this is really blooming up good. Alright, let's get some more in these solid areas here. I want to get some all over here, but I can see that my box is a little crooked here. I don't want to cover the whole thing, but I do want some cells from top to bottom. I don't want just any blank spots because it just won't look good. Alright, let's see what that ends up doing. So when Jennifer did hers, she had like a bunch of bamboo skewers around a marker, and then she just taped it, and I'm sorry, I have a painting video going on, and it's one of Jennifer's paintings, and it is incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm striving for that. Anyway, she had the skewers wrapped around a marker and secured with tape and hair ties and stuff like that, and she just went around like that, and there was probably about 20 skewers. Okay, so she dipped it in the silicone and put it on the canvas, wiped it off, and did the same thing. And what it turns out looking like are flowers with all the different colors that are in the paint. And it's just, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at her finished ones, and it's amazing. So I have some skewers. I am going to do that. And probably come back and try and do another one with some skewers. So what are you thinking of this so far, eh? I think it looks pretty darn cool, and I am so so glad it turned out. First time it turned out, I'm amazed. I was really afraid that the Floetrol would give me too many cells. Uh-oh, I just dropped something in there. I was really afraid that the Floetrol would give me too many cells and it would mess the whole thing up, but it didn't. So I am so happy. You have no idea. I've got a couple of bare spots here though. Let me cover those up. So anyway, I am just going to leave this the way it is. I'm not gonna touch it, and then in a few days when it's dry and I have a few more to show you, I'll do a short video on what I have dry and what they turned out like. Let me move this back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's it, and I made it just at around 30 minutes, so it doesn't shut off. So I'm gonna come back in a little bit, and I'm gonna go grab some skewers. I have some up in my cabinet right next to me, and I'm gonna jerry rig something so that I can do the flowers, and we'll do pinks and purples and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna shut this off and come back in a little bit and we'll do another one. Okie doke. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.